In this video lecture, let us learn about how to find the solution of a given state equation. Solution of any equation means in mathematics, if a differential equation is given to you, you have to use any complementary solution or particular solution method to find the answer for the differential equation. So consider a differential equation that you have you have it like d square y by dt square plus dy by dt plus y is equal to x of t. Some equation, differential equation, if it is present like this, then if they ask you to find the solution of this differential equation, what is that you need to find at the end of the problem? At the end you have to find the answer for y. So remember, solution of any given differential equation represents solving for y. Okay, so y means output, x means input in your mathematics. Okay, so if you want to find the solution of a given differential equation, then you have to find the answer for y at the end of the problem. Similarly, here you have solution of the state equations. What is the state equation? You know, we have derived the state equation. We know that the state equation is given by x dot is equal to ax plus bu. This is the state equation for multiple input, multiple output system. And what is the output equation? The output equation is given by y is equal to cx plus bu. Okay. Now this output equation combined with this state equation is together called as state model. So right now let us find the solution of a state equation only. That means this is a differential equation. No. Okay, because dot is present, it is a differential equation. For this differential equation, you need to find the solution. That means what you need to find at the end, you need to find and you need to solve it for x at the end, x of t. So finally, you need to find at the end what is the answer for x of t. So if they ask you to find the solution of the given state equation, then the solution should be nothing but x of t is equal to some answer. Okay, so this is what you are going to do in this concept. Find the solution of the given state equation means to find the answer for x of t. So this is a given differential equation. X means a state variable, A means a state matrix, B means input matrix, U means input itself. U of t stands for input. Now this is only for explanation of, only for understanding. So let me remove that. So finally, at the end, what is it you need to find? I want the answer for x of t. Okay, so this is what I want now. Solution of state equation means. So now for that, what is the derivation? How to do? Let us take first. Let us rearrange it. So if you rearrange it in proper order, all x I will take it to left hand side. X dot minus ax is equal to bu. Okay, so all x I am taking it to left hand side. Now you multiply, if you pre-multiply on both the sides by a parameter or a term called as e power minus at. Multiply a term called e power minus, we don't know what is e power minus at, we will get to know at the end of the derivation. So e power minus at, A means state matrix, you know that. E means exponential, T means time. So this parameter, I don't know what it is. Let me take this parameter and multiply on the both sides of the equation. And you are multiplying it pre. Because it is a matrix operations, you should understand the meaning of pre-multiply and post-multiply. Pre-multiply means for this equation you multiplied before only here. Post-multiply means for this equation you multiply after that equation on the right side of the equation. Now I need to do pre-multiply on the both sides. No? So I will take this and I will multiply here and I will multiply here. Now what happens? E power minus at into x dot minus ax is equal to e power minus at bu. I multiplied. Now you call this as equation number 1. So now let us take let us understand what is differentiation d by dt of e power minus at into x of t. Let us consider, if you differentiate e power minus at x of t, what is that you are going to get? It is differentiation of u by v rule, e power minus at into differentiation of x of t. So I can write it as x dot of t, e power minus at into differentiation of x will be x dot of t plus x of t into differentiation of e power minus at. What is differentiation of e power minus at? Minus a into e power minus at. Like this you are going to get. Now you can take e power minus at common. So you will take e power minus at common. So what is left out? X dot of t you can write, no problem. So x dot of t plus will not come, minus will come because of this minus sign. Minus a into x of t. E power minus at is taken common outside here. Now what you can write on the LHS? Same thing, d by dt of e power minus at into x of t. Call it as equation number 2. Can you substitute equation number 2 in equation number 1? E power minus at x dot minus ax. So instead of this, what is that I can substitute from equation 2? D by dt e power minus at. Correct? So put 2 in 1. Put equation 2 in 1. So LHS becomes d by dt of e power minus at into x of t is equal to e power minus at. RHS of equation 1 will be same, no change. Now let us integrate on both sides. Integrate on both sides. So if you do that, you will get integration from if you integrate on both sides and change the variable, instead of variable t you change the variable as tau. Okay, so integration limits you take it from 0 to t, so you will get d by d tau. Wherever t is there you put the variable as tau, so e power minus a tau into x of tau is equal to integration 0 to t e power minus a tau bu d tau. Integration is with respect to tau. That's why I changed the value from t to tau. Now here integration differentiation cancel, so remaining will be upper limit minus lower limit. So e power minus a tau into x of tau, put upper limit minus lower limit is equal to, here I cannot do anything, keep it as it is, integration 0 to t e power minus a tau b u d tau, that you can keep it as it is. Now what I can do, I will take upper limit minus lower limit, e power minus a t into x of t minus lower limit. Lower limit is e power minus a 0 into x of 0 is equal to integration 0 to t e power minus a tau b u d tau. Now what we can substitute this further? So what happens? You are going to get it as e power minus at into x of t minus x of 0 is equal to, e power 0 is 1, that's why, is equal to integration 0 to t e power minus a tau into b into u d tau. Now can I take this x of 0, which is a constant? X of 0 stands for initial condition, which is a constant. Take it to the right hand side. E power minus at into x of t is equal to plus x of 0. Minus x of 0 becomes plus x of 0. Integration 0 to t e power minus a tau b u d tau. Now this e power minus a tau, you take it to the other side. E power minus at becomes e power plus at. So x of t is equal to e power plus a t into x of 0 plus integration 0 to t e power a t into e power minus a tau b u d tau. Now what is the expression for x of t? You got e power a t, okay, into x of 0 plus integration 0 to t e power a you take common t minus tau b u d tau. This is the expression you got for x of t. So what was the given derivation? You need to find the solution of the given state equation. What is the solution of state equation? It is nothing but x of tau. You need to find the answer for x of t. Capital X, you need to find the answer. So that is done. So this is the formula you need to use for finding out the solution of the given state equation. Now I will tell what is the meaning of each and every term present here. X of t on the left hand side represents state variable. You are finding state variable from what? From A, from x of 0 initial condition, and from B, and from U. U means input matrix. Now what is this term called as? E power at into x of 0. This term is called as this solution of homogeneous state equation. If the state equation is homogeneous, then your solution is given by only e power at into x of 0. If your homogeneous equation means what? Your input is 0. There won't be any input at all. That's why if the input is 0, u becomes 0. The second term completely goes to 0. That's why what is the solution of homogeneous state equation? When the input becomes 0, only e power at into x of 0. This is called solution of homogeneous state equation. Now what is this together x of t called? This entire x of t is called as solution of non-homogeneous equation. Solution of non-homogeneous state equation. This is your solution of non-homogeneous state equation. Non-homogeneous means input will not be 0. Input will be present. So if input is present which is not equal to 0, second term is also there, first term is also there. So first term along with second term together, you can call it a solution of non-homogeneous state equation. Now from after getting to know what is x of t, how to find the output of the system given. What is the output of the system? Y of t. So y of t is given by what? It is equal to cx plus du. Okay. Now if you know u is input, you know that. D you know, c you know, and x you know it from here. Okay. If you calculate this x of t solution, from that x of t you substitute here. You know c, you know x from this equation, you know d, you know u. If you know everything, can you not calculate this y of t output? Yes. So this is your output signal. First you have to calculate the solution of state variable. From that x of t you substitute into this formula, and this formula if you simplify you are going to get the output of the system. So if they ask any problem like to find output of the time response of the output time response of the system, then you have to find out y of t. How will you start? First you have to take x of t. X of 0 will be given, a will be given, b will be given. Find out this x of t. That x of t you substitute, c into x you multiply plus d into u, then that gives you output of the system. This is the method. Now one very important concept here is what is e power at? We took as a intermediate step, no? So now let us give some name for e power at. E power plus at. Let us give e power plus at as a function of t. So I am calling e power at as phi of t. Some name I am giving. It is a function of t. So this e power at can be called as, some name is given for this, and that name is state transition matrix. That is the name given for e power at. In short, it can be called as STM, state transition matrix, short form STM. So now what is the Laplace transform of this? Apply Laplace transform on both sides. Apply Laplace transform on both sides. You will get phi of s is equal to, for e power capital AT, capital A is a matrix, remember, capital A is a matrix. So if that is the matrix, then after Laplace transform, you are going to get it as Si minus A whole inverse. This is the formula. Okay, how this came, that is not required for you. After applying Laplace transform of e power at, you will get it as S into I. I stands for identity matrix minus A whole inverse. So how this formula came from e power at, that is not required. Only you need to remember that. Remember this formula, that is enough. How that came, that is not required. Now phi of s is equal to Si minus A whole inverse. So now some problems can be asked. What type of problems can be asked? The problem will be, they will give you capital A matrix will be given to you. From this capital A given, they will ask you to find out state transition matrix. Phi of t is equal to e power at. What is that? They will ask. So such type of problems can be given. In such case, you cannot use e power at. Don't put a in the power of e and then multiply. That is the wrong method. So which is the method to find state transition matrix? First you calculate this matrix. Si minus A whole inverse. I means identity, S means the parameter, Laplace parameter, A stands for state transition matrix given in the problem. That you subtract. After subtracting, you take inverse of the matrix. After taking the inverse of the matrix, that will give you the phi of s, state transition matrix in Laplace domain. Okay, what do you call this as? This is called as state transition matrix in Laplace domain. State transition matrix in Laplace transform domain. Okay, what do you mean by phi of t? Phi of t stands for state transition matrix in time domain. This is in time domain. Phi of s stands for state transition matrix in Laplace domain. Now first you need to calculate this. You know S, you know I, you know A. Calculate inverse. That will give you state transition matrix in Laplace transform domain. From this, how to get back to your phi of t power at. For this you have to take Laplace transform, inverse Laplace transform on both sides. How do you convert phi of s back to phi of t? Take inverse Laplace transform. Then you are going to get it as phi of t e power at. Okay, so that is the method you need to do for such type of problems. For such type of problems, first you should calculate Si minus A whole inverse, and for this you have to apply inverse Laplace transform. Then you are going to get the state transition matrix in time domain, STM in time domain. Now there are certain properties of state transition matrix which you should remember. So what are those properties of state transition matrix? Properties of STM. STM is nothing but phi of t in time domain or equal to e power at. So what are the properties? So first property is, put for this phi of t is equal to e power at, put t is equal to 0. So if you put t is equal to 0, you are going to get phi of 0 is equal to e power 0. What is e power 0? 1. 1 instead of 1, because it is a matrix operation, you need to write, instead of e power 0, you need to write identity matrix I, because it is in matrix form. Remember, it is in matrix form. That's why instead of 1, I am writing it as I. Phi of 0 is equal to I. Now what is this? This is nothing but either you can call it as unity matrix or it can be called as identity matrix. So remember now this whenever the time t becomes 0, the state transition matrix is nothing but a unity or identity matrix. At a time t is equal to 0, STM is nothing but an identity matrix. Now the second property, So for phi of t is equal to e power at, can I write this e power at as e power minus at whole to the power minus 1? Okay, minus and minus, again it becomes plus only. So I can write like this. Now in the next step, e power minus at can be written as phi of minus t whole to the power inverse. Okay, now this is equal to phi of t. Now you take this inverse on both sides. Take again inverse on both sides. So if you take inverse on both sides again, you will get phi of t whole inverse is equal to phi of minus t. See, if you take inverse on both sides, here already one inverse is there. If you take once again inverse, then the both inverse will be cancelled. So you are left with only phi of minus t. So you are left with only phi of minus t. So that means what you understood that here the inverse of a state transition matrix is nothing but the state transition matrix only. Only wherever t is there you should substitute t as minus t. Inverse, how to find inverse of a state transition matrix? Simply wherever t is there in the state transition matrix, you put t is equal to minus t, then that itself is your inverse of the state transition matrix. That is the meaning of the property. Now, what is the third property? Third property tells that phi of t1 plus t2 can be written as e power a into t1 plus t2, and that can be written as e power at1 into e power at2, and that is nothing but phi of t1 into phi of t2. That's all. This is the third property. Fourth property tells that phi of t whole to the power n. Assume that you want to find out phi of t power n. Then what you should do? E power at whole to the power n. You know that powers and powers will be multiplied. So e power atn will come. That can be written as phi of tn. Okay. So phi of t power n is nothing but phi of t power n is nothing but phi of t into n. So consider you want to find out a square of a state transition matrix if n is equal to 2. If you want to find square of a state transition matrix, you need not take the matrix and multiply with the same matrix to get the square. Waste of time. What you should do using the property, if you want a square of state transition matrix, put n is equal to 2. Phi of t whole to the power 2 will give you phi of t into 2. That means wherever t is there, you simply put 2 into t. Multiply wherever t is there, that you multiply by 2. 2 into t. That will give you phi of t square. So calculating square or cube of a matrix of a state transition matrix is very easy by using this property. Now coming to the last property, the fifth one. Fifth property tells that phi of t2 minus t1, if it is multiplied with phi of t1 minus t2, you can write that property as phi of I'm sorry. So here it is not t2, it is t0. Some other time t0. So if phi of t2 minus t1 into phi of t1 minus t0 is given, then you can write it as phi of t2 minus t0. So this is the property. The proof of this property is very some 2-3 simple lines that you can understand on your own. So t2 is some other time, t1 is some other time, t1 and t0 is some other time. If you multiply these two state transition matrices, you will get a new state transition matrices of time t2 minus t0. That is the total 5 properties of state transition matrix STM. Now let us understand one problem to find your. Let us understand in the next video lecture. Let us understand how to solve some of the problems to find out your state transition matrix or output of a system. Like that we will see in the next video lecture.